The time is 20 minutes past 9, and we're going to be switching gears to our first local story of the day. Trouble is brewing in Johannesburg. This is over a controversial new CCTV bylaw that's raising serious legal and privacy concerns. The city of Johannesburg has passed legislation requiring residents and businesses to register any camera that captures public spaces. This is including home CCTV systems, and it essentially restricts live monitoring, sharing footage of private security, and imposes a licensing fee on those who want to keep their communities safe. Civil society group OUTA says this isn't just overreach, it's unconstitutional. They're challenging the city of Johannesburg in court, and they're arguing the bylaw violates basic rights and undermines public safety. And I think this is a very, very important one, because I think many of us have CCTV cameras in our homes right now, considering just how crime has gotten out of hand, especially in the city of Johannesburg. And yeah, government wants to clamp down on that. And we'll be unpacking all of it with Wayne Duvenage, the CEO of the organization Undoing Tax Abuse OUTA. As I mentioned, they are currently in a legal challenge with the city of Johannesburg to turn that law over, to reverse it. And Wayne is joining us on our virtual platform. Wayne, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Salam Media. Always a pleasure having you on the show.
Nice to be with you today.
I think we can kickstart the conversation with just the basics of this matter. What's at the crux of OUTA's legal objection to the city of Johannesburg's new CCTV bylaw?
Well, firstly, we believe that the whole process lacked meaningful public consultation and participation with a number of the stakeholders. And that's very important in law. You have to, when you introduce bylaws of this nature, to do meaningful public consultation. We also believe that it conflicts with the Constitution regarding the powers of municipalities. We don't believe they have the powers to exercise of this nature. We don't believe it's a rational bylaw, certainly on the basis that many people, many communities, businesses have had to defend themselves by putting in CCTV cameras that cover their driveways, cover some of the public spaces, parking areas in businesses, case and so forth, and then in community watches. When you elect to have your local security company introduce camera systems so you can monitor movements at night. These are all important steps that we have to take to defend ourselves against criminality. And it just also infringes on the constitutional rights of property and privacy, and our freedom to defend ourselves. So along those lines, we built our papers, our case. We have filed it with the courts and presented it to the municipality, the Metro. And now it's up to them to decide, are they going to defend this? Are they going to fight it? And if they do, we will challenge them in court. Or are they going to come to their senses and realize that this is a bad decision? They have been poorly advised, and to rescind it, to cancel this decision, and then if they want to start again, but do it properly and have meaningful consultation, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
I think let's just track back a bit for the benefit of our listeners. This new CCTV bylaw, what exactly does it entail? Is it only for residential areas? Is it for businesses, or is it just for all residents of the city of Johannesburg? If you have a CCTV camera, what do you do? Just in the simplest of form, and just unpack it.
So what they want you and I to do, if you have a CCTV camera, and it does cover any public space, even if it's your pavement, is you have to register with them. You have to register that you have this camera system, and then this camera system needs to comply with certain conditions. It needs to have certain quality. It needs to have recordings for X amount of days. And then it also gives them rights to that footage if they want it. They can come in and get that footage from you. They can take your cameras down if it doesn't meet their requirements. So it's very draconian, very onerous, and administratively cumbersome and burdensome. You try and register with the municipality, and the administration systems are very weak. So we just believe on all fronts it doesn't make sense.
Mm. And I want to touch on, I think, your last point, of I think one of the most contentious points of this bylaw, the restriction on sharing footage with neighborhood watches or security firms, who I think at this point we can all agree are the ones that are maintaining law and order in a lot of areas and suburbs across the city. Why is this element specifically problematic?
Well, what to the city?
No, for the residents of the city.
Well, if they are being forced to take their camera systems down, then their security is at stake. They become vulnerable because we rely as communities. The city hasn't put these cameras up. We have as communities. We need to monitor movements to defend ourselves against, insurgency and break-ins and so forth in our various communities across the city. So if we have gone to these lengths collectively to defend ourselves, because you can't rely on the policing services, you can't rely on the city to make you feel safe. So these are actions that we take as communities, as citizens. Unfortunately, in this country, you have to go to additional expense just to negate the poor service delivery of government. And then to be told that now you can't do this unless you subscribe to their conditions is extremely frustrating. And we believe it's wrong, and it won't. It really transgresses our constitutional rights, and that's the real issue here.
The city says they're not banning, CCTV cameras in their entirety. They're just regulating the use thereof. Is there a version of this bylaw that maybe OUTA would find acceptable?
Yeah, we possibly could. We would just need to see exactly what needs to be amended to make it palatable to not only OUTA, there are also the South African Property Owners Association have objected to this, business communities, and I think their views and input needs to be taken into account as well. And it just needs to be rational. We need to, why do you want us to register? What's the purpose of registration? Why do we have to pay a fee? Is this a money-making scheme on behalf of the city? What happens if we don't pay a fee? What are you going to do about this? So it's all of these things. What gives you the right to take our cameras down? What gives you the right to tell us what size or performance of our camera systems must be? It's all of that type of thing. So let's see if they might say we don't necessarily want to take them down. Well, it's fine, but it's far too onerous and draconian now. So change it, but change it with our input, and then we'll see if we can agree. If not, we'll have to go and challenge it again in court. But let's see what they say to the court, the first court challenge that we brought to have the whole decision rescinded.
How confident are you that this court challenge can succeed, and what happens if it doesn't?
Well, according to our lawyers, it's a very strong case. We wouldn't have just taken this on. We've also asked the city. We want to see the minutes of the meetings. We want to see the decision of record. So how did you arrive at this decision? It's very important what the rationality is. And then, if it's, if the court case is not successful, and in other words, if the court rules in the city's favor that says they can keep all of these conditions in place, well, that'll be very interesting to see how they can implement it. Because there's one thing to have a law. We saw this on the ETAL matter. It's another thing to implement. So how are you going to implement this? How are you going to carry out forcing people to register? And if they don't, how are you going to go and literally take down thousands and thousands of cameras around the city? I can assure you that this will be met with massive resistance from communities and the public. So let's see how it pans out. But first step is let's get the court to hear the two arguments. And that is, by the way, if the city wants to proceed with defending this case, we believe if their lawyers had look at all our papers and theirs, would ask the city or tell the city to come to their senses that this is a matter that they are very weak on.
No, definitely. We're going to on that note, Wayne. Thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. All the best.
There you go. That was Wayne Duvenage, CEO of OUTA, speaking to us about their court challenge against the Johannesburg, well, the city of Johannesburg's new CCTV bylaw. They are essentially clamping down on CCTV cameras in the city. I'm just thinking of how many CCTV cameras are in the municipality of Johannesburg. Businesses, suburbs, streets that community watchers and the communities themselves have put up. I don't think it's gonna work, eh? What do you think? Do you think should private cameras, CCTV cameras, the one monitoring your driveway, your yard, your home, should they be regulated this tightly by the government? Or as you heard there from Wayne, it's a bit draconian. It's a step too far. And do you have CCTV cameras? Why and when did you install them? For what reason? What purpose do they serve? Have they yielded the kind of positive results that you would have liked? And I think for me, this is just the government trying to have a grip on, I don't know, security, to try and regulate something, because they have failed so much, especially in the city of Johannesburg, that everything has been privatized. People don't rely on the police for to keep our streets and communities safe. People are doing it themselves. Their neighborhood watches. There's private security companies, and the city's just feeling like we're losing a grip on this, and this can all boil down to the failures of the leadership. And it's just about control. It's about control. And as you heard from Wayne there, another way to make money, because when you register CCTV cameras, there's a fee that you must pay. There's a tax of some sort that's going to be put on each and every household or business or community that has CCTV cameras, and they are registered with the city of Johannesburg. So yeah, really interesting times ahead. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, news and views continues.